Podcast TV. This is Ron B's not here this week, and we got Josh in Texas.
Yep. Another week. What's this episode? What?
It's episode 5, I think.
You're supposed to know these things, Mario. Episode 5. We're here.
Yeah, episode 5.
We got two guests that are gonna come talk to us today.
Dave.
Before we introduce them a little bit about Mario. Mario, you are
I'm a real estate investor.
full-time real estate investor.
Full time. That's all I do.
All right. I'm just an old business owner with a little bit of real estate background.
Yeah. Now you flip like 6 houses.
A couple. Yeah.
You gonna say, okay, that's cool. Oh, you just gonna say a couple? Like that's cool.
But I rehabbed a bunch. I don't know about straight flips, but anyway, I like rehabbing. Rehab is probably my favorite thing to do. So we got some wholesalers here. Wholesalers are key to any real estate investor's business. I think they make it flow. They make life easy.
They do.
They can also make life extremely hard. So hopefully these guys are the guys that make it easy. Our first guest is
Dave.
Dave. Come on in, man.
He is with Vintage Brand. His partner Darius is gonna come probably in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Vintage Brand Investment Properties. David Hudson.
Hey, how we doing today?
Good.
Put your headset on, pimp.
Hutson Hudson. Cool. So, like I said, wholesalers can make a real estate investor's life really good or really bad. And so give us a little background. We were chatting before the podcast started earlier, and we had to stop the chat because what we were talking about during the chat needs to be on the podcast.
Exactly.
And so give us a little background about yourself, David, and tell us what you do.
Okay, cool. Hey, check it out. I'm Dave Hudson, Vintage Brand Properties. I'm a real estate investor. Also, I call that more so I'm a marketing psychologist. Okay, and I'll dig deeper into that a little bit later. But I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. Been down here in Houston since about 2012. Jumped into the real estate business with my partner Darius about 4 years ago.
Right.
Didn't even know my partner. He's from Detroit as well. Didn't know him in Detroit. Got with him, and it's all about putting mindsets together. We put our mindsets together and jump right into the real estate business. Of course, we had some mentorship, but from there we used that mentorship and just jump right on in.
Cool. So your partner just showed up. We're gonna talk to both of y'all at the same time. And this is Darius. Darius, take a seat right here.
Sit right
and
there.
we're going to introduce you here in a second. Darius.
Put your headset on.
I'm Josh. You
You want some water? You want some water?
I'm good.
You good? Okay, cool.
So these two cats are the cats that we need to holler at.
Yeah.
We need to be on the A-list.
Yes.
Good. Darius, if you could pull the mic as close as you can to you. Let me check. Say it.
Check.
Cool. Gucci. All right. So Darius, introduce yourself.
Well, Darius Covington from Detroit, Michigan. Currently living out here in Houston. Been out here for about 9 years now.
Wow.
Came from corporate America. Worked at when I finished school.
Mm-hmm.
Jumped into real estate about 3 years ago with Dave, and it's just been an amazing ride.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
just started.
So I got a question. Both of you guys do not have jobs, regular jobs?
Correct.
Good. So you're 110% into real estate. Cool.
Correct.
That's the kind of people we want to talk to.
Yeah.
So half of our podcast, sometimes we talk to people who want to get in real estate, entrepreneurship, business guys. It's all a mindset. It's all about getting stuff done. And like you said, there's marketing involved with all of this stuff. It doesn't work without marketing. So who got in real estate first?
We actually started at the same time.
The exact same time.
Exact same time.
Okay, so tell me where you were at that point in life when you decided I'm going to get started into real estate, and why you picked wholesaling.
I would say for me, I was just fed up with the norm of my life. I was paycheck to paycheck, and I knew that there had to be something better out here. I knew when I moved from Detroit to Houston, there was a whole lot more in Stewart. And so
real quick, why did you feel like you needed to come to Houston, like of all cities?
honestly, man, I had another guy that's he's very successful in real estate, and he told me to get out here before he even got started in real estate. Wow. So I mean, to me, he was always proving success. I like to follow success. I don't question success. So I went ahead and got out here ASAP. So once I I had some issues going on with my job or whatnot, and I took a
What
move out
year
here.
was that?
Man, this was in 2012.
This is when well, Detroit is still down. I mean, this 12 is Detroit is rock
Correct.
bottom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
So in a sense, you had to leave. You had to go. You got to go somewhere where you can make money. And Darius,
My story isn't too much different. Once I finished school, I was working a really good job with Pepsi. And I just didn't like how things were going there, so I just wanted something different. So I really just up and moved from Michigan. Never even experienced in Houston before. I just up and moved. Landed a pretty good corporate job, and I worked there for a while. But then I just always had this entrepreneurial drive where I just thought I could produce those same type of results that I was doing in corporate America for myself.
that's true.
Being young, had those small businesses selling CDs in school.
Yeah.
Selling candy, just
Yeah, I
the
feel that.
young hustles.
Yeah.
So it was the same out here when I got out here to Houston. You just seen so many opportunities and things going on.
This is a question for both of y'all. Like, did y'all have like girlfriends and family like over there?
Back when I
In Detroit.
Oh yeah,
I did at the time.
I
So-
did too.
Did y'all leave them there?
So y'all left them there?
Well, my relationship at that specific time, I had, I don't really want to go too deep into it. But,
Yeah. Surface
I was
level.
kind of out of one and into another one. So.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
my family was, they're all in Detroit for the most part, and I got some spread out in the South a little bit, but nobody here. I didn't have any family.
So you guys left all y'all family, your girls, for a new beginning in Houston.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Cause like I was talking to my wife the other day. I'm married. She's talking about going to L.A., Miami. I have like a fear of leaving my family, leaving my friends, and going to these cities that she wants to go and start flipping. And I'm just like, I'm scared, So y'all wasn't even worried about that.
No, it didn't cross. At that time, I felt like my back was against the wall. So I looked at my life and analyzed and said, I mean, what do I have to gain by staying?
Or to lose.
Or to
Yeah,
lose.
yeah.
So I knew. I said something's out there in Houston.
Okay, that's what's
Found
up.
it. We found it.
Something is out there. Go ahead.
And at the time, my girl was pretty much down for the move. When I brought up the idea, what you think about Houston, she was actually pretty down, which I'm thankful for her because she was down for it. She didn't question it. She said, "Let's do it."
So if she was like, I want to stay here. You would have stayed.
No. No, we were working some things out.
Oh,
and,
okay.
We had been together for a while. We were working some things out, and on a good time, she was just down. That idea to move to Houston was just out of left field.
So you guys. Oh, I didn't ask you. Do you guys have any kids?
No,
You do.
no.
No, you don't. He
Dave
does.
does.
Oh, Dave does. Okay. So how old was your kids at the time?
Well, at the time, it didn't really affect it.
Okay.
She was a young kid.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm asking these questions because people got girlfriends, they got family, they got kids, and then y'all still made it happen, So
It didn't really. I knew what I had to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you was doing it for your kids. Exactly. Okay.
I relate that to kind of like, this is a whole different type of situation, but like immigrants come from another country because
Okay.
they can't, it's hard to make it where they're at. There's violence over there, but they come to the United States to make money for their families. It's it's a lot of, call it balls or whatever, but like, I'm scared to move anywhere else.
Yeah, I am
partly
too,
partly
man.
because like I feel like Houston is a good town to make money in. So what am I going to go anywhere else for? It's going to be for weather, scenery, all that stuff you can go visit. So
Exactly.
my hat goes off to anybody who relocates anything, even if it's just you as a single man to come to another city, especially if you don't know anybody, have any family or cousins or uncles here, then because it's hard. I mean, I wouldn't even want to think about that right now.
And then I got a lot of respect for you guys because, say if you guys didn't make it, y'all would have went back to Detroit and they would have been like,
They ain't no not making it.
And you know what? Moving here, that was the thought. Like that never even crossed my mind.
Yeah.
When moving out here, it never really crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Like this isn't gonna work. It was
Because you
moving.
got to do it.
yeah. So you had no
gotta-
choice basically
Yeah,
in
that
your
was
mind.
it.
You gotta
It
do
was already made up in my mind. Like I'm moving, and that's gonna be home
Yeah.
for however long I'm there.
Yep.
But going back to Detroit never crossed my mind. I would have went somewhere else before before I went back to Detroit.
Because you're leaving a situation that you know Detroit's hard to make it in right now, not for just economical reasons, a bunch of reasons. So then that'd be like you said, it's the last thing in your mind. Like if we had to leave here, Mario or me, it'd be we had to go.
Exactly.
Like there was no reason for us to stay. So at that point, you got to go. You're gonna make it somewhere else. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna die there, because I'm not coming back to Houston. So, my hats off to y'all guys.
Yeah, me too.
Appreciate it.
So real estate oriented. You guys got into wholesaling. What turns you on? Something had to. Besides the guy you were talking about that was doing well, what turns you on to wholesaling? Was it that one guy?
Honestly, you know what? It was a combination of that and just the freedom aspect, man.
Yeah, but in real estate, it's a lot of stuff to do in real estate. You could be a realtor, you could, flip houses, you could do this. But so you guys only wholesale, or do you keep some?
That was our first introduction, I think, to real estate. Is we seen another buddy of ours doing well in real estate, and that was his entry route. That's initially how he got started, and we just wanted to duplicate the success.
Yeah.
So wholesale was a good way. Definitely, we wanted to get into rehabs,
Yeah.
but we needed to start somewhere.
Yeah,
and
I think it's a good
wholesale.
starting point. Yeah, I think it's the getting your feet wet into real estate is through wholesaling, because if you can't properly analyze a deal there and figure out that there's equity there or anything, in other words, you're our eyes. As me as a real estate investor, if I go to somebody, I like to befriend the wholesaler. I promise you, I probably won't buy a house from somebody I don't know, because I don't know what they see, and this guy, and then you understand, okay, like, here's an ARV of 110. So I do my own research, call my own guys. I have a brother-in-law who's a realtor. Hey man, give me the comps on this. He's like, I see 110 all day long. That's conservative. So if my wholesaler is conservative all the time, like 110, but it's really worth 120, he's telling me it's worth 150, but I see 170, 180. If he's conservative all the time, now mind you can't do it all the time because there's marketing involved in this, right?
Of course.
So if I see a wholesaler that's conservative and his numbers are right and my numbers make sense, then I'm like, man, all day long. I'm not the guy that worries about, well, how much are you making on a deal? If you're selling me to the house at the right price, you could make all the money. You could bought the house for $2,000, and you're making $30. I don't care, as long as the money's there for me to make.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why I say wholesalers can make or break you. Like, if you lean on wholesalers all the time, you lean on the wrong ones, they could break you, or make you just to the point where you lose your money or break even every time, and then you
So
don't have
true.
no more money to go forward. So
It's also a good way to build up capital. I want to make sure I get that in there. And that,
it
for
is.
us, that was our number one thing. We wanted to build up capital because we wanted to get to the
other
the
side.
flips. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that was a
Yeah.
great way for us to get started too.
yeah. Have you done any flips yet?
We have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So our first year,
Hold on. I don't want to cut you off, but let's go back to that story, like how y'all first, like your first like wholesale, because he was telling me how y'all split like 1,500 or whatever. Like, go to that. Go to
let me
that.
get the first part up.
Okay,
so,
good.
so that first part up, that when we first jumped into this, it took us 3 months before we got our first deal. We were
First contract.
Yep.
Okay.
The
about
wholesale
right.
route.
Yeah.
We were putting the checks together from work, getting the marketing out there. We didn't hear nothing the first month. The second month, and that third month, we finally got our first contract, and I think that just brought us to what, break even.
Yeah, we broke even. We got a check for $1,500, and to kind of dive into what Darius was just saying, it was like when we first started wholesaling.
Yeah.
When we first started getting those calls, we didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we were on the phone like, I think I'm supposed to say this. I think I'm supposed to say that.
Stumbling over the words.
And so you stumbling over the words, a bunch of unnecessary stuff that we were just talking about on the phone. It really didn't matter.
Yeah.
But then we realized, like, hold on, wait, we doing something wrong. We haven't had a deal yet, but we got people calling us. How can we tighten up and make these phone calls better?
Yep.
And then we ended up getting a deal, and we had to work our butts off for that one deal for $1,500 with that seller. I think we had enjoyed some cognac with that guy.
Yeah, we did.
He invited, so that's how we knew, like, hey, this is, we finally are starting to understand what we're doing.
So y'all first deal, y'all made 1,500. I'm pretty sure y'all split that, right?
No, we took that whole $1,500 and
Put it
reinvested it, the whole entire
Smart.
amount into the business,
smart, right
into
back.
more marketing.
So it took y'all 4 months to get that one $1,500 paycheck, and then y'all kept going with it.
We knew exactly. We didn't waste time. We took that $1,500 and immediately bought some more marketing material, and immediately was on the calls again, trying to look for another deal.
See,
That's right. That's how
see,
you're
a
supposed
lot
to
of
do.
other people would have just quit. They'd have been like,
I don't think they would have quit. I think they would have tried to see some profits in their pocket and took 200, 300, 400. But that's the right thing to do.
I mean, you're talking about 2 people though. So you 2 people with 1,500, that's $700 a piece. That's back in 2012. That what are you gonna do with $700? And
We knew other people that was making 10, 20, 30s, and we
okay,
I got to
back
get there.
to do more marketing. Look,
Exactly.
this is a month we don't have to use our own money to do more marketing.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
Put that right back into it, and glad we did that because.
That's how you keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
You get more calls coming in.
And I think when we started that first year, it was May, so June, July, August when we got that first deal. From that point that we got that first deal and just putting that $1,500 back into the business, before the end of the year, I think we landed almost about 8 more deals.
Good.
Hey,
What
man,
do you think you average as income from those 8 deals per deal?
Man, starting off it was low, man. We was averaging like 3,000 here, 5,000 there.
Okay. That's
know,
not bad. I mean, the wholesalers do that all day
Yeah,
long.
yeah. If
Yeah,
5,000,
I think 5,000 was like a good deal for us
Yeah.
back then.
You know, those first couple of months.
Yeah. What got better?
Man,
Because so let me ask you a question. What has been the reassignment that made you the most money? Like, what was the biggest amount?
Close to 40.
Yeah.
Actually, it was over. It was
yeah,
over
it was
40.
over 40.
We did a multifamily wholesale.
Nice.
We did a multifamily on the north side, and we brought in about 46,000 on that one.
Yeah,
Nice.
on the wholesale deal.
On the wholesale.
Okay, so for the people that watch the show that don't know what that means, a reassignment of a contract is these guys go out, they find houses that have value in them. For whatever reason, the homeowner needs to sell it, and so they offer what they feel is a legitimate price for their house. Let's take that equation of the $100,000 house. These guys go and buy it for 50, and the homeowner goes into the bank and takes their $50,000 and it fix whatever problem they had or try to, and then somebody like Mario comes in and says, "Hey, you sell it to him for 60." Mario's like, "Cool, it's worth 60 to me. I put 20 in it. I have $80,000 in a $100,000 house. That's home run." So that's how wholesalers and investors work hand in hand with each other. So when you say reassignment fee, when you reassign it to the buyers, you made $40-something thousand in that deal.
Absolutely.
How'd you feel when you did that?
We felt good. And now that we look at it, we look like, man, we wish we knew what we knew now.
Yeah.
Because we would have made more on that deal.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So every deal is definitely a learning experience.
So when I asked you earlier what changed about, because now I'm sure you average more than $2,000, $3,000 a flip.
yeah.
What changed? Was it your knowledge or your ability to sell?
The combination of both, man.
There you go.
You know.
The experience,
Yeah.
that experience definitely helped. You just learn. You learn from every deal. It's always something new in real estate.
Yeah, so
always.
I tried wholesaling for a while. It was hard. I ain't gonna lie. I got a bunch of houses on contract. I think I got like 8 or 9 within a month.
That's good.
I had a
man.
bunch of houses. I was just like, what am I do? In my mind, I was like, what am I do with all these houses? Because I got to get rid of them in 30 days. And and that was the hard part. I couldn't find the buyers.
Well, that was a good mindset, though.
Yeah.
know,
So
to
this is
have all the
a few years ago. I had knew all about wholesaling, and I thought that it was a good way to. What it was is I figured, I relate everything in business and life to the dope game because
very
it's all similar. It's all the same.
Very similar.
So I've never sold drugs in my life, but
disclaimer.
disclaimer, yes, ever. So I don't even do drugs. So the guys that want to sell drugs in any city, they want to go buy the drugs from as close as they can to where they're made.
That's right.
Because that's how you get a better price. So when I was wholesaling, I was like, best way for me to get a good deal is to go find my own deal, right?
Yeah.
And so there's actually a real estate group in town that trains people how to go find their own deals rather than rely on wholesalers, right? That's cool and dandy if you got time for that. I don't have time for that. So whenever I buy anything, I have to go through wholesalers. I'm not gonna go spend hours and days sending out letters and beating down doors and doing all this and blah 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 to find, because at the end of the day it's a full-time job, and my full-time job is not to find deals, is to invest passive income into invest my extra income into real estate, which makes passive income. So I think that's important for people to understand. Like, if you want to learn real estate and get into real estate, what do you want to do? But that's the reason why I started wholesaling. Is I was like, man, forget this wholesaler. I'm gonna go and find my own deal. Yeah. End of the day, I go back to, hey, let me just find a really good wholesaler. So
They're good to have in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's always good to know a few of them.
Yeah. You have any deals going on now?
We actually just closed one last week,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in the process of getting some other ones closed right now. We're in negotiations with the sellers right now.
Like, when you say close, you mean it's done? Right?
Contracts.
Oh, the contract. Okay.
Contracts on it,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Cool.
So
you got to reassign it.
Nothing is closed until it's closed.
Yeah. That's right.
We've had our shared deals, and we had our hopes and emotions into it, and then it didn't happen.
So, like, how many deals I'm just trying to get like the audience a perspective, like as a wholesaler's mind frame. So how many deals have like fell through, like in total? Like, do you think?
Not many, man.
Not a lot.
Not
Okay.
many for us. It's I would
Not
say
many,
about,
but enough. I
Enough.
say not many,
Yeah.
but enough.
Yeah.
There's always the ones that everything seems to be going perfect. Then you just hit a brick wall, and your seller might be trying to sell to somebody else for extra $1,000.
Yeah.
We've been in those battles numerous times where somebody's trying to back doors for.
Have you guys ever had to sue anybody because like they breached the contract?
Nah.
Not yet.
You can though. You can though.
Haven't, but the opportunity to do it has been there.
Okay.
Then the question is,
Like, do you want to go through all that?
really want to
yeah.
all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
really
It's more of a
what it
headache.
is.
It's a headache, and
Yeah,
it costs
because
money.
I have a really good real estate lawyer because I was thinking about going after this lady, and he was like, "Man, it's gonna cost you $10,000," and I was just like, "Dang, like, do I really
And
want to
what- and
pay
what did she
$10,000?"
owe you?
She owed me
$10,000.
$10,000.
So it's like,
it's not even.
So I was like, do I want to pay $10,000 to make $10,000, like just to prove something? Like, I'm not Walmart. You know how they just sue people just for the principle? Like, I can't do that.
That's why I think it's just good to just always continue marketing and focusing on what's next to come. Because
Exactly.
if you're gonna anybody that's looking to jump in this business, it's just not gonna be that easy. You know, you're gonna have deals where you might think that you're gonna close on it, but you might get backdoored, or the seller might stop answering the phone,
Yeah.
or you know, and
Yep.
you're wondering like what's going, or the title company they're not getting back to you.
Yep.
You know, and so and now you're looking like, well, what do I do? Right.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, I think you need to just make sure that you always have marketing out there. That way, if something hits a roadblock, you have other deals as well.
So when you guys get stressed out and you guys keep on hitting these roadblocks, like what do you guys do? Like, do you guys just talk about it? Do you guys work out? Like, how do you guys deal with stress?
man, honestly, man, we talk a lot.
You guys
You
just
know,
talk
just
a
being
lot?
able to vent to Darius, it helps me out. I do it all the time.
benefits of having a partner.
Yeah.
Really. So
Yeah, because it's two minds going on something. Like if you get stumped on something, you're like, man, what do you think about this? You know, I have a confidant that I talk to that he's not he is a business partner in another business that we're doing, and he's he's a thinker. You know, he's in corporate world is HR, so it's like, you know, what do you think about this situation? What do you think about that situation? Well, you might need to get your lawyer. You might need to do this.
Right.
So stuff like that, man. You have to have somebody to bounce ideas with. Though. Yeah. So, but that's all I got.
Okay. With me, I got a couple of rentals. Do you guys have any rentals?
yeah, one.
You got
Yeah.
one. Okay. So how's
Together
everything?
is a joint
venture?
joint effort.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, that's cool. So how is that going? Like, do you guys have problems with tenants? Like, do you guys got to fix a lot of stuff? Are you making like decent passive income?
The income from that property is pretty good. We haven't had too many problems with the tenants
Okay.
that we've had. We've had 2 different tenants in this property, and both tenants have been pretty good. You know,
Okay.
I actually haven't had any like delayed payments and any of the headaches that you might hear, those horror stories. Haven't had any.
Cool.
So far?
Yeah.
So how long you had the property?
So we only had the property for maybe about a year and a half now. We actually just got this property right before Hurricane Harvey.
Okay.
Did it flood?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It did.
Tore it all the way up,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Well, so how'd y'all deal with that?
Had to
Was
go.
it insured?
Yeah, it wasn't
You
sure.
had flood insurance?
Yeah, no, it actually didn't have flood insurance.
No?
It didn't have flood insurance.
Okay.
No,
It wasn't nowhere
So-
near a flood zone.
Did you get did you get any payment from the insurance?
no,
No. Out of pocket pay?
out of pocket, man.
So
Wow,
what side of town was this on?
This is on the north side, 610 Homewood area.
Holmes
Actually, I'm
Road?
sorry,
Lay-
610 Wayside.
Wayside,
Wayside.
Lake,
610 Wayside.
Okay,
yeah.
east side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
right over in that area.
Northeast side. Yeah.
Did you
So-
guys? Oh, real
Go
quick,
ahead.
Jack. Did you guys do like a strenuous background, like on the tenants before y'all got them in there? No.
Not a strenuous background. We did look at a number of people. And I wanted job references. I wanted personal references.
Okay.
And
Background check.
I didn't do a
did?
background check
Okay.
on the last sentence.
The last one. Okay.
You don't need a
No,
background
no.
check.
Well, we do though. We do, man. Dude, you. Hey,
So
okay.
they popped off of the people. It doesn't matter.
You do not want people selling drugs at your house.
I think our first tenant was actually, she's deceased now.
Okay.
So she was, an older lady, and she was on a fixed income, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And so we didn't really have too many issues. It was just her and I think her two sons.
Okay.
And they were grown,
Older,
older.
Yeah, so that's a good tenant.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
good tenant.
and the one now is she works a full-time job, and she takes good care of her kids and everything like that. So keeps
Good.
the property in order as well.
Good. Now, did y'all find your own tenants, or you used a realtor?
No, we found our own.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd that go? How long?
We
did
don't
it
do
take
too much with
really
nothing against
did.
realtors,
Yeah.
but we haven't really had to do too much business with
Yeah.
realtors.
Realtor.
Not at all, really.
Really,
It was hard.
yeah.
It was easy
What-
to
what-
get a renter in there.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It
Quick?
wasn't too hard.
Okay.
It was pretty easy.
Posted on a few websites.
How long did it take?
Oh, we had the cost for the last tenant 4 days, 5 days.
Oh,
It didn't take long for
good.
either
Okay.
of the tenants on this property.
So how'd y'all fund the repair from Harvey? Out of pocket, or did y'all use equity in the house?
Nah, we
No,
out of
Out of pocket.
Really?
pocket.
Okay, that's good.
We actually took the profits from. We had just closed another deal, and we took the profits from that
And put it back into the
basically
house?
Put it back into the house.
Okay.
Could you
No.
have refied it and pulled some money out?
It wouldn't. No, we actually couldn't have.
Nah.
Really?
No, so this property
Sub
we
two.
actually picked up. Yeah, sub two.
property.
Subject to
okay.
mortgage.
Okay.
So we actually got the property
It's a
at
great way
at
to
a
get it.
really
It
good
is.
deal.
It
Yeah.
is.
So we really didn't
Yeah.
put any money into the property until we had to
You had
repair
to.
it.
Yeah.
So how did this subject,
Wow.
like, how did this subject 2 come about? Like, how did it work for you guys?
So really, man, it came about by just us simply marketing. Sending out a normal marketing, and I think the lady that owned the house said she had a divorce, and she had already been moved out. And so we went ahead and struck the sub 2 deal with her, and I think it didn't cost us nothing but a couple $1,000s just to pay closing costs and to bring it back up current.
That's
And that's how we were able to
that's
get
a
the
good,
property.
That's a
That's
good deal.
Yes.
It was a great deal.
And
Yes.
so and the mortgage payment that that she had at the time, we were able to actually charge more for rent
Yeah.
than that mortgage payment.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
much more. So
Yeah.
it worked.
That's
out great.
awesome.
So
That's awesome.
so for the audience that don't know what a subject to is, one of y'all guys want to tell them?
Yeah, so subject to is basically taking over somebody's existing mortgage. You work out some type of agreement. Us buyers will agree to pay your current mortgage at whatever rate it's at. Take care of the utilities for the house X, Y, and Z, and to take over the deed for the property.
Okay.
That works for a lot of sellers because if they're facing a situation where they're going into foreclosure or maybe health reasons and they can't continue to make those mortgage payments, nobody really wants a foreclosure on their name.
Exactly.
So
Mess
you
up your
if
credit.
you could find somebody trustworthy,
Yeah.
because that is risky for the
is.
sellers.
Yeah, it
you know.
is. It is.
Because that mortgage is still in their name.
Exactly.
You're just coming to an agreement to
Yeah.
take over those mortgage payments.
So the nightmare could happen for the homeowner, the original homeowner, because now you guys are the
If we
homeowners.
stop paying it.
The nightmare happens if you guys, let's say in that exact house, it flooded, right? It flooded, and you guys are like, hey, screw this. We're not putting 10 grand into the house. We just thank you for the profits we made for the last 6 to 9 months, and we're going to walk away from it. So then the homeowner is stuck with a house that's now damaged and has a house note on it that they can't afford. So these guys, it shows a little bit about you guys,
Yeah.
because you guys could have walked away.
We could have.
Yeah.
We could
You
have.
could have
And there's
walked
some
away
people
from
out there that would have.
Yeah, but I mean, but then the thing is, I'm always with keeping your word.
Karma.
Do
and
the
all-
right thing.
Yeah, do the right thing. But also on top of that, it's making you money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why not?
Again, we picked that house up for maybe $3,000.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
tough to walk
Closing
away
costs.
from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
think after Harvey, we had to go put back about 22. I think the number was about 20. The whole house is pretty
Yeah.
much
Okay.
washed out. Floors had to come out.
There's like 3
ceiling
feet of water
walls.
in there.
Okay.
Wow.
So what are y'all getting for it on rent?
On that one,
Over
we did, what is
1,000.
1,000.
1,000 over
okay.
over
Okay.
there.
So how much is the
You
rent?
make the money back.
When we charged 1,000, and I think the note is like $500.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
See, cash
Yeah.
flow $500 a month. Yeah,
nice.
that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
You know.
Perfect.
Like, so after Harvey, did the tenant come back in, or did you guys get another tenant?
No, so actually the tenant ended up passing away
During that
after
time?
Harvey.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so
Oh,
they had
right
actually moved into another family member's home, and then she passed. And so it just didn't seem like the sons had any intentions on coming back.
Yeah.
So we noticed that, and we ended up
Get another
finding
tenant.
another tenant in the
Okay.
process. Yeah.
So did you guys feel the need to charge more, or did you stay at the $1,000?
We actually we were actually charging less.
Really?
Yeah.
With the first tenant,
but
yeah.
the mortgage payment was less too. back
Oh, okay.
then. So the mortgage payment went up, and we went up on the rent as well.
Oh, okay.
Plus,
Okay,
we
that makes
fixed up
sense.
the house nicely, so
That's a
you
good.
know.
That's a good rental. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not in your name, so you got room on your
Oh,
credit
yeah.
to go around and buy some
it's a
more.
beautiful
It's a
rental.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good rental.
You need 5 more of those.
Absolutely. I mean, we helping people. That's rentals help people.
Mhm.
You know, there's a lot of people in Houston that's looking for rental properties or own
place to
finance
stay.
properties. So
Yeah.
I mean, anytime that we can go into an area like 610 and Wayside and improve that property, that's improving the community as well.
Mhm. That's right. I look at it the same way.
Yeah.
So, without giving all your secrets away, because you know how it is. Everybody has their own thing. Out of the things that everybody knows about, so there's mailers, there's bandit signs. Don't tell us specifically what works for you because that's y'all mix.
Exactly.
And I tell everybody that's y'all business.
Okay.
Nobody needs to know what works for you because that's what works for you. And then it might not work for anybody else because it works for you. So, what are the 2 or 3 best ways that you are getting your leads?
I say the best way that we get our leads is through direct mail.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what we have always stuck to for the most part. We have ventured off into signs and other things like that, but direct mail has been
mail's
perfect for
good.
us. We do letters too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're actually looking to get into postcards finally.
Okay.
For, for many different reasons, but we've always been doing letters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use a service or you guys do it?
We actually it's really creative, man.
Yeah.
It's so different than what you normally see.
full operation.
So we do a little bit of hands on. As far as like the design of it, but we have of course prep people to get it all ready because we're sending out thousands at a time.
Yeah.
So we got people that handles preparing all of that mail, and from there we bulk mail it out.
Cool.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Oh, real quick. So do you guys have like a mentor program? Because I'm positive people reach out to you guys on Instagram, Facebook,
Are
Twitter.
y'all on Instagram? What is
Yeah.
it? Is it a vintage brand?
Vintage brand properties.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna look it up while y'all talking.
Like so, because people hit me up all the time. I'm pretty sure people hit up Josh all the time.
Nobody hits me up.
I'm pretty sure he's lying.
I don't want them to either.
So I'm positive people hit you up. Girls, guys, whatever. They hit you guys up. Oh, can you mentor me? Can you show me what you're doing? Because like I personally have a problem with it because it's like people don't understand that. Okay, say I do mentor you, and I'll make you better than me. Like I'm basically making you my competition, and like people don't really understand that aspect of business. So, do you guys have a mentor program? And if people reach out, what do you guys do in that situation?
We actually do. I actually have a mentorship program that I designed, of course, with the help of my partner. But what I do is, pretty much in a month, I can teach you from not having any knowledge of real estate investments to getting a campaign together and trying to work on getting your first wholesale deal.
Okay.
So it's more so for beginners, and I want my people to actually be great. If they're better than me and Darius, that's awesome because all that means is that we're going to do long-term business together.
Okay. Okay.
So if we can help you become great in real estate investing, then when you get that deal, you're gonna call us. You're gonna say, hey, what do I? Can you guide me in the direction that way I can go ahead and get this closed.
Yep.
So yes, we are open for people that's looking for mentorship.
Okay.
Cool.
But that is a good point that you make about making them your competition, because that's always something that's in the back of my mind as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You
I ain't
training
teaching,
them
I
to
ain't
be
teaching
great.
nobody nothing. I'm not teaching anybody nothing.
You gotta look at it
You
like
give them the jewels. You want them to be successful.
Yeah, you
want
do, you
everybody,
do.
because that's gonna come back around to you.
Exactly.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
you just add more competition into the market.
Exactly.
So we were talking about that before you got here.
Yeah, we
We
were.
were saying about now there's all these real estate investment seminars. Come learn how to, and all it is trying to teach you how to wholesale. You got these, Than Merrill's guys. I say their name because they're all over the radio.
They come into town.
They come into
every
town. They teach you just the very little beginnings of
so you
it.
can open up that pocketbook.
Yeah. And I feel like that's why I say I'm not teaching anybody anything because you have to have some game in teaching somebody because you want to give them a little bit, let them pay you, give them a little bit more, let them pay you more, give them a little bit more, let them pay you more. So to me, that's not unless you're into teaching and that's what you do. More power to you. Do it. If you're about business and you're about finding your deals and keeping your business going, you'll sidetrack yourself trying to teach somebody. And I think sometimes some of the big companies use that to offset their marketing costs. Because I mean, give me an idea. What do you?
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
got to be it.
100%.
That's the
100%.
only thing I can think of.
I mean, it's creative ways to. Don't get me wrong. It's some very creative ways to mentor somebody, and of course you're benefiting them. I mean, they're bringing you some really good deals.
Yep.
My mentor was just telling me about a young lady that he mentored, and she brought back a $40,000 deal. They split 20.
Cool.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
mentoring somebody and they become that good,
Yeah.
I mean that's paying you some pretty
That's,
good money.
there's,
your
there's,
student.
There's more eyes and hands on the streets.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think that the guys I've seen that do it well are like you bring them into them in almost like not a mentorship, more like like an internship.
Oh, okay, like an
So
apprenticeship.
like an apprentice. Like here, I'm going to teach you real estate while you work for me.
Okay, yeah.
And then when you're ready to go on your own, hey, you're free to go and do whatever. And some people don't do that. They stay there. They just stay and work for that company and make their money. I had joined a group like that originally a long time ago, and it didn't work for me and my mentality. I was like, all this stuff I already know, but you wanted me to give you 60% of the deal, and I gotta use my own money to market. I got to use my own efforts to get the deal. What value are you bringing me? Now, if you gave me a pocket full of leads and you want me to go close them, well, sure. You're giving me something and I'm going out and
It's
doing
a creative way of doing it.
Yeah, but hey, go out here and do this. I'm going to tell you what to do and go do it and use your money to do it. And then at the end of the day, give me 60%. No. And it didn't make no sense.
You got to
to
be
me.
creative at it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think there is a solution. There's people who want to learn real estate. You go find somebody to teach you real estate. Definitely, yes. But then you have to be aware that there are a lot of sharks out there. That
True
are
statement.
just
True statement.
Yeah. So just
Absolutely.
buyer beware.
A mentor can be great. I do think you need a mentor, whether it's in person, online, through books. A mentor will get you to the next level. Okay, find you a mentor. Our mentor we took one meeting, an hour and a half, and we said just how do we get started?
Yeah,
and that's all we asked in that first.
What did we do first?
Just how do we get started in that first meeting at we were at Black
we were at Walnut.
Walnut Cafe,
Walnut
the Black Walnut Cafe.
Yeah, I know what that's at.
Hour and a half. That's all it took. He told us how to get started, and we said that's it right there.
And y'all went running.
We went running, man.
We went out, and
So what year was this? It was 2012.
3 years.
2012. Okay.
And so, like, when he, in the add-on what Darius was saying,
2015.
15?
Yeah, 3
No,
years.
no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
tripping.
yeah.
I
You came in 2012.
It was 15.
okay.
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we like to go off of what he was just saying, I mean, like immediately after that conversation, like the next day, I was in the car with this guy, riding with him and saying, hey, we want this bad, so if we got to go with you to your properties, if we got to make your job easier,
That's what we do.
I mean, if you want to be a student in this business, you got to be willing to go that route. So any students, that if they say, hey, I want to get into this real estate, you got to go in these houses that's tore up, man. Walk through 'em.
I'm sorry to cut you off. So you used your gas. You picked
I
him
used my
up.
gas.
You was working on his time.
His time.
Exact. Okay.
His time.
Okay. Yeah. Keep on going.
I wanted it bad.
Exactly.
So I was in the car. If he needed, if he was trying to reach a vent somebody to get some supplies, whatever he needed, I was making that call. So I was doing anything to help his job improve and easier. And in return, I was learning right in firsthand, right in front of him.
So that's free game, but at the same time, you're using your resources to make him comfortable, so that he feels comfortable telling you the game, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You gotta for anybody that's looking to be mentored, you gotta show that person that you serious.
Exactly. Because like you're using his time. He could be doing whatever he wants to do because he's free. He's his own boss. So you're coming to him and you're trying to get his knowledge and suck up the game. So you feel like it was worth your time, your gas, buying him food, answering his phone calls, basically being his secretary and shouting
Pretty
him.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
And what you learn is that time is valuable.
It is.
If any mentor, I think, if they see you're gonna waste their time, they won't even deal with it.
Yeah, they should.
I mean,
they should
they
stop
won't.
dealing with you.
It's
A
stops.
lot of people that's in real estate that we talk with get asked to mentor people. They won't. If I see you're not serious, I'm down.
Yep, that's it.
And they'll cut you off. Because they have people in their inbox, in our inbox, all the time saying, hey, can you mentor me? Well, I'll pay there's people out there that will pay $10,000 to get some game.
Mm-hmm.
20,000, 30,000, and without question, but you got to be serious, and you gotta, if you're gonna be under somebody, make their time valuable, and don't waste anybody's time.
Y'all gotta step up your IG game.
True statement.
Hey, and to go off of kind of what I was saying earlier, we've closed multiple deals with our mentor.
Really?
Multiple.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So,
if anybody wants to help us with the IG game, I really don't like being on the social media.
For real?
We not
Why not? Why not?
Well, it's not you. It's the company. You gotta think about it like that. It's not you.
And that's what I get. Like, I know it's where we need to be, and to publicize, what we're doing. It's just giving it that time.
Yeah,
and that's something that's hard for me to incorporate.
I'm gonna say that this is just my opinion, that eventually you were gonna have to. So get used to it. Get used to that way of marketing. Like eventually, like right now, however you send out your properties to it's probably through a list, right? So eventually, it's gonna be another way. Like there's
times change.
Yeah, my attention is not on my I'm checking my email because I'm looking for a certain email, but like as I go through emails, like me, because I'm your audience, I'm who you want to send a property to, right? So I'm like, when I'm get active, la la la, check it. I might check it a couple hours later, but what everybody is on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah. And so I'm curious. This is just an idea. I'm curious as to if somebody posts a property like a wholesaler on Instagram and says, 123, Pretty Avenue, house ARV 120 for sale for $75,000. Here's a list of repairs, blah, blah, blah. Hit us up. And then for, let's say, $40, you blast that out as a promoted post to everybody in a certain area. How many people are going to come and call them? I'm curious.
I see what
Never
you're saying.
tried it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. For us, we actually don't even like the blast.
You don't?
No, we don't really like to expose
because
deals.
Because you
haven't had to.
You probably have a core group of people who you will buy.
Absolutely. And we have a really good way of identifying. It's almost like
who's going to buy it.
It's almost like if you interviewing somebody